Madam Speaker, I yield myself 3 minutes.
The gentleman's recognized.
Madam Speaker, I rise in strong support of H.R. 5376, the Inflation Reduction Act. This is landmark legislation that is going to help reduce costs for American families while finally aggressively tackling the climate crisis. Now, Madam Speaker, we simply cannot wait any longer to confront the climate crisis. Extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and more extreme. Record high temperatures across the nation this summer, and these extreme weather events cost families, their loved ones, their homes, and their livelihoods. This bill is the single largest investment in climate action in American history. We heard from the Ways and Means Committee about the tax credits, the investment production tax credits for renewables, for electric vehicles, but I want to talk about the provisions from the Energy and Commerce Committee. The bill makes unparalleled investments in climate, clean energy, and environmental justice so that we can slash climate pollution and meet our aggressive climate goals. I just want to highlight some of the things. A methane emissions reduction program, a greenhouse gas reduction fund to promote new green technology, investing in manufacturing that's green, reducing industrial emissions, a program for states and government entities to reduce climate pollution, a program for clean heavy-duty vehicles, for trucks and school buses to make them less pollutant, an appliance and building efficiency rebate to try to deal with emissions from buildings and appliances, an industrial emissions reduction program, an environmental and climate justice block grants, and also provisions to deal with ports that are a major source of pollution. So all of these are designed basically to try to create clean jobs, reduce energy costs for the average family. We estimate about $1,800 a year. And it's estimated that this bill will actually meet our climate, reduce the amount of pollution or greenhouse gases into the climate by 40%. In terms of what the U.S. has emitted since 2005. It goes very far towards achieving our goals as a nation towards reducing the problem of greenhouse gas emissions. Now, in addition to that, the Inflation Reduction Act is also one of the most significant pieces of health care legislation moved through Congress in over a decade. It breaks, and I want to stress this, it breaks Big Pharma's monopoly on prescription drug prices. The bill will lower prescription drug costs for seniors by finally empowering Medicare to negotiate the cost of prescription drugs. It also caps the amount that seniors pay at $2,000 annually, caps the cost of insulin at $35 a month, and penalizes companies that unfairly hike prices by forcing them to pay a rebate to the federal government if their prices rise more than inflation. This legislation is necessary because nearly 20 years ago, Republicans prevented the federal government from negotiating prices for seniors. So today, we're finally leveling the playing field to ensure seniors are no longer forced to choose between putting food on the table and their life-saving
The gentleman's time's
drugs.
expired.
I yield myself another 30 seconds.
The gentleman's recognized.
Finally, I want to say that this legislation will also dramatically lower the cost of health care for millions of Americans by extending Enhanced Affordable Care Act Marketplace Premium Subsidy. These enhanced subsidies are making a real difference for families, delivering average savings of $2,400 a year for a family of 4. They're set to expire at the end of the year, but this bill extends them through the end of 2025. So, Madam Speaker, this legislation lays the foundation for a cleaner, more prosperous future for all Americans. I urge my colleagues to support it, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman